Today, I'm going to be showing you something that you never get to see your favorite rappers do. When you're listening to their song and you're admiring their lyrics and their rap flow, you're only hearing their best ideas. You're not hearing all the other ideas they thought of, but they decided not to use. You see, the creative process is an iterative process, which means our best ideas are not always our first ideas. So join me as I reveal to you the mindset and the process behind writing quality rap lyrics. For today's lesson, I'm going to be using an instrumental that I produced called Nightlife, and I'm also rocking one of my new Rhyminator tees, which is going to be the theme for today's lyrics. If you like this tee, if you like this instrumental, and you want to support the channel, I'll post links to where you can get both of them in the video description below. Now, before you begin writing lyrics, it's usually a best practice to have some type of idea of what it is that you're wanting to talk about in the first place. And be aware of how much space that you're going to have to write. So is this a verse or is it going to be like a full song? So maybe like 2 or 3 verses. For today's example, and for the sake of brevity, I'm only going to be writing 4 bars, and that will affect the decisions that I am going to make. So for me, my concept or my theme for my verse is going to be Rhyminator, which is a spinoff of the word Terminator. The basic premise I have is the Terminator challenging me to a rap battle. So it's like the Terminator versus the Rhyminator. Or it could be me destroying the Terminator and me inheriting the name Rhyminator. And if you're stuck coming up with your concept or your theme for your song or verse, make sure that you check out this video that I did called How to Begin Writing a Rap Song in 3 Easy Steps. Okay, so let's dive right in. Step 1 is rhyme selection. Once you have a concept for your verse or song, the first step to writing quality rap lyrics is to pick the word you're going to use to begin your rhyme scheme. And you should probably pick a word that fits the concept of your verse or song. The first word I'm picking to be a part of my rhyme scheme is Rhyminator. Step number 2 is rhyme placement. I'm going to place my rhyme on the 4th beat, which is a very common place to put a rhyme. And you can place your rhyme anywhere, just try to land near the same spot on the following bar so that your rhymes have a strong connection with each other. The word Rhyminator has 4 syllables, which will at least fill in 1 beat of my bar if I'm using 16th notes. So I'll only have 3 more beats to fill in and my first bar will be complete. Now I'm going to scat up until my word Rhyminator to get a sense of the cadence I want to use and a rough idea of how many syllables that I need to fill in the rest of the bar. And while I'm scatting, I'm also going to be repeating some sounds to mimic a possible internal rhyme. Let's get it. I'm blasting, reaper time at the Rhyminator. Blapper the rapper, upload the Rhyminator. I've been tap tops a Rhyminator. Bleep it, teep it, the reaper top of the Rhyminator. And step 3 is iteration. So I'm going to continue to scat as I was before, and I'm going to continue gradually putting more and more words into that bar until I'm satisfied with the entire bar. Blabber the raper, sopping the Rhyminator. Blabber the rhyming, call me the Rhyminator. Hasta la vista, call me the Rhyminator. Hasta la vista, baby, call me the Rhyminator. Alright, hasta la vista, baby, call me the Rhyminator. Sounds perfect to me, but there's something already feeling off. Let's talk about arrangement. Now that my first line is finished, I don't feel like it should be the first line of this 4-bar section. It feels more like a punchline. And I feel like if I were to write 3 more bars leading into it, it will make this line hit harder because it'll have more context and more of a setup. When you're writing your lyrics, feel free to play around with the arrangement of your bars. We don't always have to write in a linear fashion from beginning to end. Oftentimes, your creative ideas don't come to you in the order you may use them in your lyrics. And you can really box yourself in creatively when you force yourself only to write in order. Just get your ideas down and then you can figure out how to use them later. Now, let's go through the process of me writing 3 bars leading into this bar that I've already written. Step 1, again, is rhyme selection. Since I already know that my bars are leading up to a Terminator/Rhyminator theme, I'm going to go ahead and simply create a list of rhymes that can make sense with this theme potentially. You can either pick rhymes from memory or you can use a rhyming dictionary if you feel yourself getting stuck or just want to speed things up. Currently, one of my favorite rhyming dictionaries is Rhyme Zone. And here's the current rhyme list that I have. Behavior, caper, crater, creator, exterminator, greater, hater, later, laser, mayor, paper, perpetrator, prayer, razor, rhyminator, savior, terminator, tomater, which is a play off of the word tomato, which I was thinking of possibly tying in like Rotten Tomatoes, film reference type of stuff. Then we have traitor and waiter. So as you can see, I'm already, as I'm creating my list of rhymes, I'm already thinking of how I could potentially use some of these words in context with my theme, with my concept. Now I'm gonna go ahead and commit to using Terminator for the first bar because I want to establish who I'm talking about pretty quickly so that I can add more context to my interaction with the Terminator before wrapping my fourth bar. Okay, step 2 is iteration. And this is currently where my mind's at. I've already committed to using the word Terminator for the first bar. I'm not too worried about the cadence at this moment because I already have an idea of a general cadence I want to use since I've already written my fourth bar. So I'm going to mainly focus on the lyrics for a moment and write a few variations of the first line using the word Terminator, and then I'll take another look at the cadence and dial that in some more if I need to. Now let's check out the 4 different iterations that I came up with. I was approached by the one and only Terminator. I was approached by a roach called the Terminator. I was encroached upon by the Terminator. I was encroached upon by the one called Terminator. Now my least favorite of these was the first line. It wasn't bad, but the one and only just didn't do it for me for some reason. So I'm just gonna trust my gut on that one and keep it moving. For my second attempt, I felt like it was an improvement. I liked the internal rhyme of approached and roach. And I also like that roach was already taking a jab at the Terminator. Now on my third attempt, I changed approach to encroached because I felt encroached was a better choice because it means to advance beyond proper, established, or usual limits, while approach just means to come near someone or something. So I felt like encroached said more with that word than the word approach. I also intentionally put fewer syllables in this bar to give myself room to build off my cadence and make it feel more aggressive in the coming bars. And on my fourth attempt, I added an additional internal rhyme with pawn and won, and I changed the cadence up to get all of my syllables out in time while still having room to place Terminator on that fourth beat. And I really did like this cadence and the additional rhymes, but I felt it was just a little bit too much for an opening line, and I preferred to build up to this type of energy and not start here. So with all that being said, and with all that in mind, I decided to go with my third attempt, which was I was encroached upon by the Terminator. Now, while I'm picking my rhyme for bar 2, I'm going to keep in mind what I said in bar 1 and what I know I'm already saying in bar 4, and what I may potentially say on bar 3, which leads directly into bar 4. This is the part of writing lyrics that's almost like playing lyrical chess because you're considering so many different factors all at once. With that in mind, I'm not going to commit 100% to a rhyme here. I'm going to come up with a few different variations of lines that use different rhymes to give myself a little bit more flexibility. And here's what I came up with. He said, I heard you rap, you wanna battle later? He said, do me a favor and let's battle for paper. He challenged me to a rap battle, now that's some crude behavior. Okay, so my first attempt, I came up with, he said, I heard you rap, you wanna battle later? My only issue with this line is the you wanna battle later part, because I felt like the battle should be going down like right now. And if I were writing a full song, then this would work because verse 1 could be about the build up to the battle, and then the battle could take place in the later verses. But since I'm limiting myself to 4 bars right now, this isn't gonna work. For my second attempt, I wrote, he said, do me a favor, let's battle for paper. There's really nothing wrong with this line, but to me, it felt like too polite for a confrontation, and I want there to be a little bit more tension. For my third attempt, I wrote, he challenged me to a rap battle, now that's some crude behavior. I really did like this line, mainly because of my response at the end, which is a slight jab when I say, now that's some crude behavior. Crude means lacking culture, refinement, and tact. Like he's a little bit out of touch. But one thing I still don't like about this line is it's a bit too wordy. And if I wrap everything nice and clear, it pushes the placement of behavior to the beginning of the next bar, which isn't a bad thing, but I prefer to keep my rhyme scheme on the 4th beat of bar 3 because I want as much room as possible for my next line on bar 3. Pay attention to that. He challenged me to a rap battle, now that's some crude behavior. And if I rap this line a little bit faster to fit behavior on the fourth beat, it causes my words to feel a little cramped and squished, which I don't like. So I'm going to reword this line to say the same thing with fewer syllables, but listen to how it sounds cramped first. He challenged me to a rap battle, now that's some crude behavior. So what I did here to fix this is I just reworded my line by removing now and some, which was just the amount of space that I needed. So now it reads, he challenged me to a rap battle, that's some crude behavior. Let's check it out. He challenged me to a rap battle, that's crude behavior. Now for the third bar, I really want to try and turn things up a bit. I'm going to try and make this bar more dense and aggressive than the others by using more rhymes and 16th notes, maybe even some 32nd notes if I can get them in there. With that being said, I'm heavily focusing right now on bar 2 and bar 4 to make sure that this line connects everything together perfectly. Now here's 4 different iterations of what I came up with. You got your eye on the minds, the other one's a laser. Your rhymes is booty paper, my lyrics cut like razors. How could I refuse your caper? Prepare to meet your maker. How could I refuse your caper? Better prepare to meet your maker. Okay, for my first attempt, I played with a bit of play on words by changing the saying eye on the prize to eye on the mize, which is okay. I just felt this line was a little on the weak side and I felt I could do better. For my second attempt, I drew a contrast between his lyrics being soft as toilet paper and my lyrics being as sharp as razors. I really love this line, and if I were writing a full verse for today's example, I would have for sure went with this one, but because I'm limiting myself to writing only 4 bars, I wanted a line that felt more like a response to the Terminator challenging me to a rap battle, opposed to me getting into the rap battle like immediately. Now I really loved my third attempt. It was a response to the last line that also connects with the following line. The cadence felt aggressive and I rhymed more with caper and maker, and I also rhymed be with pre on better and prepare. My only drawback was it just felt a little too much of a jump in energy from the bar before it and the bar after it. Let's listen to this now in context. I was encroached upon by the Terminator. He challenged me to a rap battle, that's crude behavior. How could I refuse your caper? Better prepare to meet your maker. Hasta la vista, baby, call me the Rhyminator. So for my fourth attempt, I simply removed the word better, and it gave me just the amount of energy that I felt this line needed. This is a great example of why you shouldn't let rhymes be the most important thing that you're chasing. In this case, I sacrificed a rhyme to preserve the energy I felt that this bar needed. Now let's listen back again so you can hear that difference that I just made. I was encroached upon by the Terminator. He challenged me to a rap battle, that's crude behavior. How could I refuse your caper? Prepare to meet your maker. Hasta la vista, baby, call me the Rhyminator. Now, one more problem that I noticed is there was a bit too much of a pause between the third and fourth bar, which killed the momentum that I had built. So I fixed this by rapping 1/16th note earlier on the fourth bar, which fixed this issue, but it also created another problem. Now, they call me the Rhyminator is landing too early. Let's listen for that. How could I refuse your caper? Prepare to meet your maker. Hasta la vista, baby, call me the Rhyminator. Now to fix this, all that I did was add the word they, which pushed Call Me the Rhyminator back to its original position. Now let's listen to all these lyrics in their glorified, perfected state from beginning to end. I was encroached upon by the Terminator. He challenged me to a rap battle, that's crude behavior. How could I refuse your caper? Prepare to meet your maker. Hasta la vista, baby, they call me the Rhyminator. My name is Cole Mize with ColeMizeStudios.com, where I strive to make you a better rapper now. And if you're new here, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself to a free copy of my ebook, The #1 Fundamental to Rapping, bar sheets, which will help you structure your rap lyrics, and 6 practice instrumentals, all for free via the link in the video description below. And subscribe to this channel for more straight to the point, no BS, how to rap video tutorials just like this one. And always remember, when it comes to rapping, there's no rules, there's only techniques. Peace. Hey man, you see that subscribe button right there?